perfect description for Felicity would be, you've got a river, it's full of rocks, and you've got grass and trees and whatever, and she's the water that nourishes the trees, goes in between the rocks, covers things. She basically was this force, but she wasn't a creative herself. But she was creative, but she wasn't like a tree or a rock or, you know, a bird or whatever. She was like the air that you breathe or the water that we drink. She was a facilitator, enabler, and there are people like this in all cultural lives. She's still, from the grave, got her bloody tentacles stuck in me, you, and half of bloody Liverpool. She's still there, she's still doing it. I think she will, as long as her memories stays alive in people like you and I. It's a wonderful thing because she's brought us all together. And I think what you're doing is that you actually connect the dots, you join it all up, and in doing so, you're putting flesh, if you like, on the bones of Felicity's life and her past.
I've made a list of all the artists who I can come up with, who I've seen anyway, the names on and stuff. So from there I went to meet, do you know who Olwen Mcglaughlin is?
Yeah.
Oh! Sorry, who owns Editions.
Editions, yeah. I know Olwen well.
I went to see Olwen to just ask, does she know any artists? And originally she was making out like she didn't know any of them.
Right.
That's not going to be much fun, is it?
Yeah.
No, it won't. I've told you now. I said no.
Well, we'll just go through like the rest of them, see if you know anyone.
I don't know any other names on that list.
So, Rue, Heffy.
No, don't know any of them. I've told you the ones I've known.
Alright, so just go through just because like it'll look good for the film. For, like,
Will it?
Yeah, look great.
No, I can just say no 65 times, except for the 3 that I know.
Fair enough.
There we are.
So,
Show us the painting anyway.
most of them have got numbers and stuff like that, so...
Well, that's an important thing for anybody who's listening, to put their number on the back of the piece of work. I like that piece, yes.
A belter. Do you know them?
No.
No.
Who is it? You?
I don't know. No, I'm not trying to sell
I
my
see.
work.
Oh, right.
What do you
I'm
think?
just like teasing you really, because I like it, yeah, but I don't know who's it by.
It might be that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People, yeah. I do like it, in fact.
Do you want it?
No.
Okay. And then obviously with the amount of time that you've been in the art world, hopefully you'll know.
Yeah, well, one or two. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 people. Yeah.
And then give me kind of an inkling of where those people are, and I could dog the bounty hunter them.
And if I don't, what are you going to do next?
Well, roll credits.
Yeah. Bounty hunting is a bit peculiar, really. I don't know what you think. What do you think? Have you rung any of the people yet? Have you found any of them?
I've got a cargo bike that I filled with them, and it beats my idea of just giving them away like Christmas presents. This one.
Okay.
It was the first one I actually took a picture of. So on the back, it says, to Felicity, happy birthday, 1992, love Steve.
Steve DeLonde, yeah.
Do you know him?
Yes, I do. Lives in Oxton, and he's just had a big exhibition with in Messham's Gallery in London.
Is he accessible by cargo bike?
You have to go through the tunnel, or go by train through the tunnel. Or get the ferry, cross the Mersey. Yep.
Ferry?
Yeah, the ferry would be good fun.
That would be good.
He knows Felicity, or knew Felicity very, very, very well. They were very close, so he would be perfect for you as a subject matter.
Hello, I'm weird man who's met on the ferry. 3 years ago, the oldest art gallery in Liverpool closed down, and the owner asked me to mind a few more than 10 paintings just for a few weeks while she moved into care. She gave me 82 and then immediately died. So for the past 3 years I've been stuck with them, and I'm trying to track down the artists to reunite them all
was the gallery?
Oh, the gallery was it's Mike Quiggins, Domino Gallery. It was the oldest gallery in Liverpool.
And how many have you got left to shift?
82.
82?
Yeah.
It's my name's not on any.
What?
It's my name on any.
You can have what you like.
There we are.
Yes. And Felicity's the one that's brought us together.
I think that's great though, because like that's what I was saying. All these paintings that I've been like burdened with for well, not burdened, like
You've got responsibility for.
haunted by for the past couple of years. We were saying it's like an amalgamation of it's not just the artwork, it's the people behind it.
Yeah, well, I think to a certain extent she still haunts me. Yeah, no, she does. I mean, well, the fact that you're here, you know, the fact that I've met you, and you know, and I met Felicity in 1990. She played a really significant part in my life from about 1990 to 93, 94, and obviously subsequently because I lived with her for 18 months.
Did you actually live with her?
Yeah, I lived. Well, she actually took the lease on Domino, the gallery, in Upper Newington, and I helped her set everything up. You know, convert the upstairs, turn what was the kitchen showroom into a gallery. Yeah. I did that with her, and then.
Well, so you set up the oldest art gallery in Liverpool.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the oldest art. Well, she used to tell me constantly.
Oh right.
I
wasn't aware of that. Oh right, yeah. Well, I suppose it. Yeah, I suppose it probably is now or was. She took me out of a sort of. I was on the dole, painting pictures. That sort of slightly dependent sort of culture, just drifting by in my middle to late 20s. She took me out of that and made me think about it in a more professional way, and put me in contact with people that could see what I was doing and valued what I was doing, and therefore I valued myself more, and helped me get to where I am now. And you know, if you like, she sort of set me on the path that I've followed ever since, really. Yeah. Excuse me.
We'll be able to just have a quick look through.
Yeah.
So you're number one.
Yeah. Jay Ellison, not sure. Rue Pepper, no.
Rue Happy,
Yeah, not. I know Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, Peter Goodbody. Yeah.
How did you end up actually meeting Peter?
I met Peter and his wife Anna. Met them through Felicity in about 1990 because they came to the private views and they bought a few of my paintings. So you know, it's all interconnected. And then
you can't escape this woman, can you? Like everyone, it's just we met through Felicity.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd want to possibly speak?
Yeah, no, Peter would. I'm sure he would. Yeah, I'm sure he would. Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to get a good, you know, take on Peter.
So, would you be able to give us just like some of the details? Like,
Yeah.
Brilliant. And they're in Liverpool as well?
Yeah.
Great. I've just had a reply from Peter who says, "Hi James, Sunday morning is perfect and the cathedral gardens are as good as place as any. Is 11 AM okay? I don't know if you know what I look like, so here's a rather disappointing image I took a few weeks ago. Peter." Right, well, off to the graveyard to meet Peter then. These ones keep cropping up. It's part of a set, but I broke one on my bike.
That's okay.
So it's Peter Goodbody.
Photographer, obviously.
Yeah, I looked him up.
And
He said he was a barrister.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I realised he's an artist. I may be reading quick, and it's more likely he's a barista.
Not a barista, barrister.
Well, he's an artist. Do you know what I mean?
No, but a barista makes coffee, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So, thanks for taking the time out to come sit with me on this brick.
No problem.
I was pretty amazed. You actually wanted to meet a stranger in a graveyard at first thing in the morning.
On a Sunday morning?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right. I'm kind of used to it, actually. You know, I've met various people on the internet.
Meeting young people in graveyards?
Well, not necessarily young people, but it's a thing I've done, you know, because it connects you with people. So, yeah, I've met various people over the net. So these pictures were all taken in Mali, which is West Africa.
Yeah.
So this guy is a Dogon elder. I called him Wise Guy just because that's what he looks like. But I mean, I just loved his face.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, how would you not? You know, how could you not take that photo?
Yeah.
Not long after we'd come back from that holiday, Felicity came round to ours for dinner, or I think, and I'd made a kind of photo book of a load of the shots, and I was showing her, and she just said that these are great. You know, do you want to do an exhibition? You know, she didn't really turn people down, I don't think.
I don't think that was out of necessity though, because she, like you say, obviously there was that point of people who own galleries have to obviously have people coming in to exhibit constantly, but I think the reason why she did it a lot was mainly because she was a teacher by trade, wasn't she? And like she used to build people up a lot, because when I was a kid, how I met her was, do you know what have you ever heard of dot art?
Yeah.
I won the school competition, so I was like the first winner of that. And how I met Felicity was right at the back. After my name got called, I felt just this little this little hand, and I went, turned around, and she was like, "Congratulations, darling." And then,
yeah, that's very Felicity.
Yeah. And then hit her off from there. And I only came to her to say, could I sell some paintings in your gallery? And she went, "Oh, darling, you can have a whole exhibition."
Yeah,
and
that sounds like Felicity.
I ended up curating the exhibition and arranging it all, and like artists coming all over.
And that's helped you to get to where you are now, hasn't it? Well, she did exactly the same thing for me.
Yeah.
And for that, we must always be thankful to Felicity, because she enabled so many people. Well, look, as I said, you and I are bookends, literally. I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary, really, because I was the first, and and then you were the last person whom she helped.
Yeah.
I think they all sold, or nearly all of them sold.
Did you get paid?
No, never happened. It was, I think Felicity's head wasn't in a very good place at the time.
Wasn't it?
No, and I think it was the beginning of, you know, she hadn't been diagnosed with cancer at that point, but...
Did you have cancer?
Yeah, she had breast cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I couldn't give you precise dates or whatever, but yeah.
I had absolutely no idea she had cancer.
She had breast cancer and she had chemo, and it screwed her basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that when did she get over her cancer?
She did, yeah, but then obviously she got Parkinson's, so, you know.
Because,
you know, but I think, I don't know how much to say really, and I don't know how much I'm speculating, but one of the reasons that I never got these photos back, or that they never went to the people who said they wanted to buy them, was because I think her head was just in a completely wrong space. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you've got 80 odd pictures, is because she just didn't have the mental capacity to deal with them. I think she just couldn't, she couldn't get the motivation, she couldn't get the spark, if you like, she put on the exhibition, she'd collect all the pictures, and then the only thing she could do was just put them to one side, and that, that became it.
If you say that once more, I'll have to slap you.
do you know that one?
Honest to bloody God. You know, that, where's it gone? The Steve Dillon there, sorry, wherever it's moved to, is not as Steve Dillon paints now. You would never recognise that as a Steve Dillon doll. I wouldn't. So on this case, I might do you have a name on the back?
I do.
That would be a help then, mightn't it?
Yeah. Do you know who Peter Cameron is?
Yes, I know him well, yeah.
Yeah, he's helping me out. Just because
In what way?
Do you always have a drink here? You which? Have a drink? Isn't it like 1 o'clock? Nice one. Cheers. Ching. Let's go now, Brahi. Well, he's having a look at some of the artwork as well, because he's had a look at the list and he says he knows a few
of them.
Yeah. He's just a cool cat.
He certainly is.
He's just dead cool, isn't he? Like,
he is.
I spent the day with him just doing a finger painting, and he was telling me about the Richardson gang and how he used to go. He went to prison drug smuggling.
He did.
And he raised the picture up to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's lovely." And he went,
Stuart Blackstone.
Kev.
That's the guy that shot PCOs. He shot a copper. The guy that shot the Israeli ambassador in Mayfair. He nicked a car and found 6 ounces of smack in the glove compartment.
They're both car thieves who robbed an ATM.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this a stag do that happened in prison?
It's a stag night in prison, yeah.
Do you know when people say they do watercolours? What comes to mind for me is mainly like, just bunnies and like, like nice water scenes and stuff. Yeah, this is well better. Do you want to go into the cafe and we'll have a chat?
I just want to say hello to this guy here.
Why, who's that?
He ran off with my missus, he did.
What did he?
Yeah, I made up. I've been finished with her, but he went out with her after. I went out with someone else, pat the girl on the ground.
All right.
And you know that my missus there.
It's amazing who you meet, isn't it? Yeah. No, you're better looking anyway. I've always said this. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
We're going to glass him.
Yeah, I'm going to glass him.
And we can go and do more watercolour paintings in prison.
Yeah, we can do loads, mate. Yeah. I call a girlfriend, yeah.
Bite me.
Bite me, mate.
Bite me.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
There you go. Yeah, so the reason why I'm here is because before Felicity, who owned the Domino gallery, died, she said, would you mind just holding on to a few paintings for a couple of weeks? So I said, yeah, that's fine. And then she gave me 83 while she moved into care and then died.
83 paintings?
83 paintings. So I've been stuck with them for the past 3 years without any idea what to do with them. The aim is to try and track down all the artists and then hopefully reunite them with the work. So I've met up with a few of them, but you've been obviously an artist for years and years and years, so I'm hoping that you'd be able to go, oh, this is such and such, I know where they are.
I think you maybe recognise some styles or something.
This is the first one that we saw.
Oh wow, yeah.
This is this is yours.
I've not seen that for 25 years.
Haven't you?
No.
Yeah,
God.
25 years.
God, I remember making the frame and the mount and everything.
Did you make the frame?
Yeah, well, you cut it down for a bigger frame.
Yeah. It says on the back, Steve Dillon's 1991.
Yeah, winter, Village Hill Hospital, yeah.
To Felicity, happy birthday.
Day 1992, yeah, absolutely. We were living in the Newington above the shop, stroke gallery. Felicity go to work, I go off to the studio, and I had a little motorbike. I go out to Village Hill and riding around all the countryside. And I used to do all sorts of drawings and come back. And I did a whole series of them. I sold absolutely every single one, you know. But this is a really early one. This is like, that's only about the second one I ever did. And I remember because I split up with Felicity in 93. So I probably haven't seen it since 94.
Really?
Yeah, probably 26 years, 27 years ago. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. Sadness as well as good, you know, it's good, makes me smile. But I remember it very, very well. It's a very important piece. It's a really important piece to me.
Really?
Yeah, really important to me. Oh yeah. Because seriously, it's one of the earliest pastels I've done. Yeah, no, I'm really pleased to see it. I'm glad it survived. Because when we were clearing out Felicity's place, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. This is the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
Out of all the pieces that I've done.
Obviously such a story attached to it.
Yeah, and look at it.
I was so like...
Masking tapes lasted.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I was amazed though that like, I think it perfectly sums up though, like the fact that there are stories attached to each and every single one of all these paintings.
Yeah, no, well, you have the story of myself and Felicity. This is like my history.
Yeah.
This is it. This is me 35 years ago.
Because what drew me more towards you was the fact that Felicity, one of the last times I ever went to see her, she had, I don't know if you saw her, she was like ravaged by Parkinson's disease. Like she basically couldn't move at all, but still she sat there and she just spent 40 minutes trying to draw like a cat.
Yeah.
Draw like just a really simplistic cartoon cat.
Yeah.
And that for me made me realise like even when there's such obvious barriers in the way, where like even your body it's an obstacle to overcome, why do people still want to create and stuff? And I just thought like you having Parkinson's as well.
Well, it's a healing sense on you because it means you can do something. The alternative is to do nothing. So I've got to try and paint. I'm getting slower all the time. My painting's not so good now. I've also gone a bit blind in one eye.
You're going blind as well?
Yeah, so I mean, the best two things to do, you want to be an artist. Apart from you go blind, it's fucking great, isn't it?
Do you think there's a link between the fact that you were physically in prison and now, like, I don't want to make it sound like trivial, but like your body's almost become kind of prison-like and like there's restrictions in place on what you can do?
Yeah, it does. There's a parallel there, yes. But I mean, as far as I was concerned, I wouldn't have painted if I hadn't gone to prison.
Really?
I wouldn't have done that. So going to prison was a career move for me, really. You want to do it, and you want to do it badly enough to fight about it and get angry about it.
No.
I learned to do it with my left hand because my right hand side was failing more than the left hand side.
So you just switched over?
I had to.
Yeah. I think that sums it up perfectly, that even though there's the barriers in the way, there's that drive and what you want to do. Because one of the main focuses of this whole thing is, like, the aim isn't just to reunite people with their artwork. What it really is it's a road trip of exploring why people create. And I think your story of even when there's the barriers in the place with your condition as well, people want to create. So why do you think you're drawn to be a creative person?
I think you find it very hard to pack in being creative. I think you can't sort of, you certainly think creatively. If your body's knackered, you can't do creatively so much. And I'm beginning to struggle. I'm coming to my sell-by date, I think, with painting. I got diagnosed in 2003. And just going down the slope, you know. But it's tough shit, really. I mean, you can't do anything about it, you know. You just got to. I think anyone that likes art, so they always do art. Being creative, being physically bereft. I mean, my pictures, a lot of the pictures of my dancing, people moving. I've got no movement myself, but two sheriffs behind you. 9 dancing sheriffs, that's one of my pictures there.
Really?
Yeah, one of my pictures, yeah. I like to see movement, because I can't move, I put the movement in my life comes into my picture, you see. If you've been there. Well, I mean, when you think about it, you never stop for a wank. You got Parkinson's. And you just don't go to the auctions unless you're going to buy everything. That's all I can say, mate. Those are two good reasons.
So it's having a wank, auction houses, and that picture are the only
thing left on the planet, mate, worth considering kind of my body life to, mate, you know.
Brilliant. Wasn't expecting that, so great.
No.
No.
If you show me the works, I'd stand a chance of knowing. I'm visual, I'm not.
Terenganis,
No, I don't know.
Gudrun Brenner.
No.
Arvusi is from 1986. Joseph Davies did.
Yeah, I'm not
This
familiar
one.
with that.
I
no.
think he might be a student
Right.
because it says to Felicity, lots of love, Joe Davies. So
Yeah.
probably.
One of her young men.
I feel used.
Oh, I mean, you are.
I thought it was special.
No, well, I did too, but I'm afraid you're not.
Sad.
No, you're part of a very long line.
We're it's a horrible gang to be.
No, she's great. It's good. She's not. It's not a horrible gang. She's great. It's great. It's life, isn't it? Charlie Holt, I know him, another well-known Liverpool artist.
She tricked me into going on a date with her once.
Well, that sounds like Felicity.
Yeah. But,
Well, she always liked younger men, and I'm afraid, unfortunately, you've actually got me to blame for that, because I was the original first younger man in her life when she was 42.
Really?
So yeah, so I started it. So and you ended it.
It would appear so. Yeah.
But if you think about it, here's us sitting on a sofa in my house, and I started it and you ended it. And there's 40 years between us.
It's like poetry, isn't it?
Well, there is a certain synchronicity here. There's a certain poetic, feisty old woman. Claire Shinnery, that rings a bell.
From Mary Poppins, that.
No, oh, is it? Right.
No, that's Chimney.
Oh, Chimney. Claire Shinnery.
Gary Patterson.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Gary.
No. Felicity Reeves.
No, definitely not. No.
Anton Beaver.
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, well, I said, yeah, I know Anton, yeah.
Anton Beaver.
Yeah.
Have we gone over him already?
Yeah.
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 What you'd like me to do is to take all your pieces, leave them in here in this room. Everybody pops up here, has a glass of wine, and buys the work, takes it away.
Well, I'm not going to be able to find all the pieces of people who were involved. So, Olwen from Editions Gallery has said that she'd be happy to host an exhibition.
Oh, right.
Of like all the lost and found artwork that span the whole of the Domino Gallery. So we're going to do something there, if you'd be interested in coming to that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, to tie up the sort of legacy of Felicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Domino Gallery closed its doors forever. The owner, Felicity Wren, asked my guest who I'm about to speak to, James Murphy, to hold on to a few paintings for a few weeks while she had to move into care. Upon being given these paintings, though, Felicity immediately died. James has been tracking down each one of the 82 artists that one of the paintings was left by him. He's been doing that by cargo bike in an attempt to return them. Tomorrow, the Thursday, the 29th of July, marks the end of that journey, and he's going to be marking it off with an exhibition. And to tell us more about the exhibition is the man himself, James Murphy. Welcome to the evening show, James.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on, my friend. So you've decided to do an exhibition. That exhibition is going to be happening tomorrow. Why don't you tell us about that exhibition and what can people expect from it?
It's held tomorrow at Editions Limited, which is on 16 Cook Street, and it's all the lost and found artwork left over from the entire life of the oldest art gallery in Liverpool. And if anyone's done any artwork through the Domino Gallery or New Felicity, come down, and if you've seen a work that you've done, you can take it home with you.
Basically, all of these paintings then will all have their own individual story in a way. So tell us a bit about Felicity then. There's so many like messages of condolences and stuff online for her, and so many messages of people saying that she meant a lot to them. So like, who was this lady?
She was a bit of a legend, really, like around Liverpool. She was the owner of the oldest art gallery in Liverpool. The amount of people who she inspired to do really like massive things, like you can't bring her up and not have people constantly say, oh, she inspired me to do that. And that's kind of what comes through in all the condolences and stuff. She was integral to the art scene in Liverpool. Like, there's hundreds of people, if not thousands, who wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for her now.
And she was sharp, I mean really sharp. Yeah. One of the sharpest people I've ever met.
I didn't have any idea that she had actually passed away.
Yeah.
So I sent a message to her brother, Charles, to basically say how sorry I was that she'd passed away, and then it turned out he'd actually passed away. So I feel like I've kind of made this not just to rid myself of these paintings, but it's like kind of like a way of saying goodbye to myself. So this was the last message I sent to Charles about Felicity before she passed away. So it says, "Hello Charles, it's James, Felicity's young artist friend. I've been texting her for a few months now without reply until I found out the terrible news. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I should have known sooner. Felicity helped me in more ways than I could possibly mention. I'm forever indebted to her for being the person responsible for one of the proudest moments of my life and believing in me before I believed in myself."
My name is Sufea Mohamad Noor. I was a student of Felicity Wren. I mean, she was there since day one for me, but I think she worked at the school for around 30 years. Even now, if you go to all the galleries in Liverpool, there's at least one person who was taught by her. My memories of her are, you know, meeting her on Ball Street on Saturday morning, and she'll take me to the Tate.
There.
And I work there now.
Do you actually work in the Tate?
Yeah, just to give you a little bit of a background, we're hosting the Turner Prize again at Tate Liverpool next year. And the first time I went to Tate Liverpool was with Felicity, who took me there to see the Turner Prize.
Really?
So, you know, for most people it's like, oh yeah, it's great. But to me it's quite quite an emotional project to be working on because of that memory, that link to her.
No.
Just as cheesy as it sounds, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
I've often wondered why artists create, why one would take a piece of themselves and decorate a canvas with it. For a long while, I believed it to be down to selflessness, a longing to materialise the madness of the inside of one's mind, no intention of holding back, no desire to deprive anyone of this unique perspective. But Felicity was evidence of artists being much more. Artists are so full of life, so full of the sparks and the wonder that turn this world that they are forced to exist beyond their own body. They are bursting with more life than they can contain, catching the spirit of who they are on canvases and film reels. Felicity did not only shape the blankness of a page into a spectacle, she shaped the very world around her. She gave me a chance to shine by letting me stand in her brilliant light. She made countless people laugh and instilled a sense of confidence in everyone she encouraged. Felicity was an artist, so bursting with life that she couldn't help but let it pour out of her, making everyone else's so much more fantastic. And in that way, she lives on through us all. And everyone she demanded to rise up and seize the day, and in every painting, story and smile produced by those she inspired. I owe her an awful lot, and I want you to know how grateful I am to have known and be touched by Felicity. If you need a thing, please don't hesitate to ask. It would be lovely to see you again. You were in my thoughts, James.